Assalamu alaikum, dear students. This is me, Atiq Ahmed. Today we are going to continue the topic Meiosis 1. In the previous lecture, we have studied the prophase 1 of the Meiosis 1. Today we will study the next three phases, the Metaphase 1, the Anaphase 1, and the Telophase 1 of the Meiosis 1. We will have an overview of the previous lecture. In the previous lecture, we have studied the prophase 1 of Meiosis 1. In the prophase 1 of Meiosis 1, the chromatin network condenses and the chromosomes are visible under the microscope. The chromosomes, the homologous chromosomes, which are similar in shape and size, they pair up with each other, they come close to each other and they form pairs. This process of pairing up, that is known as synapsis. So the homologous chromosomes come close to each other and they form pairs, and in the next stage they make contact with each other, and that point of contact is known as chiasmata. Chiasmata is the point at which the two non-sister chromatids of the homologous pair of chromosomes, they make contact with each other. And in the next stage, the homologous chromosomes, the chromosomes in the homologous pair, they exchange parts with each other. The non-sister chromatids of the homologous chromosomes which are paired up, they exchange parts with each other. The genetic recombination occurs. In the prophase 1, the nucleoli disappears, the nuclear membrane breaks down and disappear, and the spindle fibers are formed. Now today we are going to study the next phase of Meiosis 1, and that is the Metaphase 1. The pairs of homologous chromosomes arrange themselves on the equatorial plane, forming the metaphase plate. It is diagrammatically shown here. These are the pairs of homologous chromosomes. So various pairs of homologous chromosomes, they arrange themselves on the equatorial plane, the central plane of the cell, this central region of the cell, and they form this metaphase plate. This is known as metaphase plate. The homologous chromosomes are arranged at the central region of the cell. This is known as equatorial plane or central plane, and they form this metaphase plate. Spindle fibers from one pole attaches to one chromosome of the homologous pair, while spindle fibers from the opposite pole attach to the other chromosome of the homologous pair. Diagrammatically it is shown here. Now spindle fibers from this pole will attach to this chromosome, the red one, and the spindle fibers from this pole will attach with this blue one. So the spindle fibers from both the poles, they will attach with the chromosomes, and from one pole the spindle fibers will attach with the one chromosome of the homologous pair, and from the other pole the spindle fibers will attach with the other chromosome of the homologous pair. Anaphase. The spindle fibers shorten, they contract. It results in the pulling apart of the chromosomes of each pair and separate the homologous chromosomes. Since one chromosome is pulled toward one pole, two haploid sets are formed. Each chromosome still contains a pair of sister chromatids. Diagrammatically it is shown here. We will explain it here. This is the anaphase. In the anaphase, what happens basically? As we have already discussed that in metaphase, the spindle fibers from each pole, they attach with one of the chromosome uh, of the homologous pair. So from this centrioles, the spindle fibers are attached here with this red one, this red chromosome of the homologous chromosome pair, and from here it is attached with the blue one. In the next pair, these spindle fibers, these will contract, they contract, they shorten. Whenever they contract or shorten, so they pull the chromosomes. So it is shown here that the spindle fibers will shorten, they will condense, they will contract, and as a result the chromosomes are pulled toward the poles. So each spindle fiber will pull one chromosome from the homologous pair of chromosomes. So this spindle fibers will pull this chromosome, this one is pulling this one. Similarly, from this pair, one chromosome will move this way, one will this way, and similarly for all homologous pair of chromosomes, one chromosome will be pulled towards one pole and the other will be pulled towards the other pole. So in this way, the chromosomes will move towards the opposite poles. So half of the chromosomes will move towards one pole and half of the chromosomes will move towards the opposite pole. So haploid set of chromosomes will move towards one pole and haploid set of chromosomes will move towards the other pole. So since one chromosome is pulled towards one pole, two haploid sets are formed. Two haploid sets are formed. Each chromosome still contain a pair of sister chromatids. Now in the telophase, what will happen? The chromosome reach their respective poles. Each pole now has half the number of chromosomes. That is, haploid set is transferred towards one pole and haploid set is transferred toward the other pole. Half of the chromosome will move towards the one pole and half of the chromosome will move towards the other pole. So chromosome reach their respective poles. Now they have reached to their respective poles. Each pole now have half the number of chromosomes. Each pole now have haploid set, half the number of chromosomes. Spindle network disappears and nuclear envelope is formed around each haploid set. This is similar to that of mitosis, that the changes which already occurred in the prophase, that will be reversed in the telophase. So same was case there in mitosis, same is case here in the meiosis, in the telophase of meiosis, that the spindle fibers network that will disappear, the nuclear envelope is formed around each haploid set, chromosome will uncoil back into the chromatin. At the end, what will happen? Cytokinesis will occur and the creation of two haploid daughter cells is completed. After the karyokinesis, the cytokinesis process will occur and the one cell will be divided into two daughter cells. It is shown here that the cytokinesis happened here and two haploid cells are produced here. This is all about today's lecture. See you next time with new lecture. Take care. Allah Hafiz.